Cowlazars, 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 Cowlazars. Come on, let's have some adventures. We'll spend days, we'll spend weeks, we'll spend months working our way through treasure hunts. Cowlazars, 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 Cowlazars. Mike drinks coffee a ton, feel free to send him some. Cowlazars, 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 Cowlazars. Watch Mike once, you'll want to watch him again. James Frey once called him to talk Forrest Fenn. Cowlazars, you cannot go wrong. You could even say bovine photons. Now let's get going on the double. Let's talk treasure hunts. Let's talk puzzles.
Well, everybody, this may be the last Forrest Fenn found treasure video ever. What do you say, K-Pro?
It's exciting times. It's exciting things. And I'm going to give a shout out to, we were on Dave Calvi's channel and we were talking Forrest Fenn. I had some interchange with Forrest earlier today, but Holy actually said pictures are up. So once I knew that was happening, I've given my commitment to give. So I did have to drop off theirs. I had to do it quickly. I'm very sorry. But
Dave.
there's that. Yeah, I am sorry, Dave. So Dave definitely broke the story first. Make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Dave Calvi, everybody. C-A-L-V-I.
Yeah. And we could take others to come in here and others to phone calls and chats and whatever, but there's a few things that need to be discussed that I need to make sure to discuss as I committed here. So Mike, you want to do a screen capture?
I'm bringing them up here in a second. Give me a minute. Just posting a link everywhere. Should I email Forrest?
Yes, you should actually.
Should I?
I'll tell you more later.
My breaking news is ready. It's ready. All right.
No. Yeah, breaking news. Look at these pictures. They're awesome.
Okay, hang on. Oops, that ain't gonna. Oh yeah, that will work. Okay, let's just send it to Forrest. Let's see if he comes in and says hi, which he won't. But okay. Yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet day, isn't it? Because I know a lot of people were holding out hope. They were just hoping that somehow Forrest would change his mind, or Forrest get hoaxed, and really it's still out there. This kind of slams the door closed, doesn't it? K-Pro?
Well, let's see what you're talking about first. Many of you may not be aware.
Okay. Let me bring it up. All right, let me bring it up. Oh, you did send me a link. Yeah, and it's not on the homepage, which I thought was odd, isn't it? I didn't think it was on the homepage. Yeah, it's not on. Okay, here we go, guys.
It's not.
It's not on the homepage. What are you doing, Dale? All right. Well, I hope the website doesn't go down. Let's see if it'll come up. Or at least is very slow.
Oh, and I have plenty of screen captures if not.
All right. It's loading. Word gets out quick in this community, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, like Holy says, some of us get emails. So,
oh, wait, who emailed her?
Well, no, we get emails when Dale's site has a new update.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, this won't load. So
okay. So do you want me how
Facebook? I can bring it up. I mean, people have putting the picture out already. If you want, it's up to you.
Well, yes, of course.
Oh, okay.
No, hey guys, no pictures. We're not. Do you want me to? I have all of them. Do you want me to text them to you?
Yes, that'd be great because there's different ones. But
okay, so let me, Mike, you figure out how to get it going. Here is what's happened, y'all. So Forrest has put out an announcement and it included pictures of him in the bracelet, the treasure chest at its final resting spot, as well as some pictures of Forrest, what looks to be in some sort of office reviewing them. So here is what the it says: the treasure has been found, blah, blah,
It
blah.
does look like an office, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
The
here we go.
treasure
I got
chest.
one to come up. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
The treasure chest was found by a man I did not know and had not communicated with since 2018.
So he did get an email from him in 2018. So everybody out there who says I'm the one, I'm the winner. If you emailed Forrest since 2018, in my opinion, you're wrong. So there is a treasure chest. This says the treasure chest was found by man. Oh yeah, you just read that. And then there
So
was
wait.
a caption under this that said, I don't think this, it said something like this is not the actual location, but we don't know.
Photo of the chest. Hold on. Taken not long after it was discovered.
Thanks, 3D Bronze. And I'm going to email you after this is over as well. And everybody, breaking news, you can see that the item that he never talked about was a stick, a wooden stick.
I do have to say, do you notice that there's only gold title to the gold? There is nothing but gold.
All the
in
artifacts. Well, we don't know if the person took things out. You don't know. Why is
well,
this,
you're going to see other things later, but I just think it's
big gold disc right here.
And those of you that said the key can't rust, K-Pro, you're an idiot.
It rusted.
Oh,
yeah.
Who did I hear that from? Forrest Fenn.
I just got the site cannot be reached from Dale. So that's picture number one.
Yeah.
Here is Forrest wearing his bracelet. So the person did, in fact, give the bracelet back, or at least Forrest is wearing it. The bracelet on my arm was wet when found. The silver has tarnished to black.
But it wasn't wet. Okay. I think that's interesting because didn't Forrest say the treasure chest is not wet?
No. He said this treasure chest is wet. Remember? And everybody thought that.
But it's not in water.
Right, but it's wet. So water has seeped under the lid inside the chest, which is to me is condensation. But yeah, no, he did say the treasure chest is wet. Then he came out and said it is not in water. And everybody said, what does that mean? Well, when it rains, it's going to get wet, right? And then condensation, it would get wet. So there's that. And then here is the big picture. Look at this.
What an interesting, yes, off trail Jaeger, we will go back. You are right. That is not just a stick, but let's go back. Or let's continue on.
Oh, it's not a stick. All right, I will go back. Justin Posey points out what I just said. The person last spoke with Forrest in 2018. So if you've spoken to him since then, you ain't the person. I'm sorry to tell you. Now, K-Pro, let's get into that a little bit because people are gonna pick it apart. When he says I have the person. Does that mean Forrest didn't email him back? Does that mean this person never emailed Forrest since 2018?
Well, let's quickly go over all the pictures and then let's go back and analyze each one. And there might be some additional things to say.
All right. Okay. And there might be some breaking news. You never know. So removing objects from the chest. So apparently this person brought the entire chest and all the contents to Forrest, which I think is a reasonable thing to do. I wish I could blow this up. Can I save this? Let me see if I can save it. Apparently everybody in the world showing it, so I don't have a problem showing it because this is the most important picture in my opinion. Let me bring it up. Up. Boom. Here we go. So check this out. There's the chest. He says it's gotten darker it's darker than what he remembers. And then of course the finder wants me to remain silent. And I always said the finder gets to make those two calls, who and where. So guess what, everybody? We're not going to get any more info, in my opinion, until the finder decides to do it. Forrest is going to abide by the wishes and just wait, which really sucks, but that's the way it is. What is that?
Great question.
That's not pita bread, right? What the heck is that? Is that a flat gold foil of some kind? Look at all the coins. Can you imagine the 256 coins? What is this? This is not an olive jar. Is that his autobiography? I always imagined it to be smaller than that. What do you guys think in the chat?
What about the rusty scissors?
Finder's attorney's office. Okay, that makes sense. Go ahead.
Oh, somebody asked, what about the rusty scissors?
Where? Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Could those have been in the chest, or could this have been something Forrest placed on the table? And this picture here was in the other picture, wasn't it? Let me see. Let me go back here. Because, yeah, it's right here. What are those things? Are they like silver plates or?
And somebody's having Starbucks in that picture.
I saw that as well. So we know they were next to a Starbucks. All right, all you internet detectives, let's start to narrow down the possibilities. But Justin Posey points out that it may be that the person brought it to it's an attorney's office. So you said it looks like an office of some kind. Maybe that's an attorney's office. Maybe.
Well, and you're assuming, Justin, I don't know if that is an unopened jar or not.
This here, this looks like a big stopper on it, but yeah, we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, was it open before? But it looks like it still has the band around it.
And this,
Greg says, I wonder if Forrest drove part way to meet the finder in the hotel conference room.
oh, right, of wherever he's staying. Yeah, it's got to be a, I won't use a place, secure place, but a private place. In other words, this can't be open to everybody. Look at all the coins. There's even coins in a case. Let's zoom in, shall we? There is that treasure chest, guys, that we've all been looking for. I see. Where's the frog? Do you see the frog, K-Pro? I don't see it. Where's the frog? Because it's
There's
in the
a lot
bag
of stuff
on the way to
missing,
you,
I think.
obviously.
There's lots of gold. You give title to the gold. I see tons of gold. I see the bracelet in the back. I don't
Just
see
the frog right here. Look, that's that figurine. It looks like a cow to me, but is that supposed to be the frog?
Maybe.
Yeah. And then scissors. Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, but you remember the picture of the treasure chest? Can you bring up the picture of the treasure chest? Maybe a bank office where you inspect safety deposit box contents.
Oh, that would make sense to me. If
No, but it doesn't. I've been in plenty of those. I do not think. Maybe.
Give me 1 second.
Do you remember the picture of the treasure chest when it was first put together? All the contents. You have that on your desktop somewhere, right?
You mean the picture? Yes, we do. Yeah, I can find it. Yes.
Okay, bring that up because I think that picture and then the first picture, gosh, they look different. So is it? It's like half. Half.
I hope I can find it.
Well, go back to that first picture. Somebody said, look at the front of that stick. We keep calling it a stick.
Give me a second, guys.
Okay, sorry. Thanks, Mike.
Looking. No, it's okay.
Go to the top of that stick, the left side.
Oh, it's like a snake or oh
yeah, it's a snake.
Yeah, it's not. Oh,
it is not. It is not a. Maybe that's the one item nobody knew about.
Maybe. And what could that be? A little detective work here.
Frog was melted down and recast as a cow.
It's a stick. I'm assuming it's made from. It's a carved wooden piece, but there it looks like a eye, and here's a mouth.
What's in the back?
What is in the
Is
back?
it gold dust?
And then what are these flat things? That's weird. These gold things. What is that? Is that rust on one of the gold coins or discoloration of some kind?
Looks like it.
Coin. Yeah, it looks like the art. Look, what is this thing? A loop? Like a gold loop? Gold.
Hooped ears.
Yeah, that key is wrecked. All right, what can we say? There's grass. I see wood. If you're braving in the wood. Now, we don't know this was the original location or not. We can guess all day, but we just don't know. Look at the mud. Look at the mud right here. So obviously water did get inside the chest because he said he didn't lock it. So outside is bronze. Look how dirty it is. I wonder if it was in fact buried. There's a lot of dirt and mud here. This is the wood lining. A lot of mud right there. So yeah, don't know. But thank you for putting the pictures out for us. I will say that. At least this is a little bit of closure. Would you agree, K-Pro?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think anybody that says the pictures, I mean, he obviously has put his ducks in a row to make sure that there was maybe they were debating. I bet you there was thousands of pictures taken over that day. He said he left it on the ground.
Lucky Rider says apparently it wasn't found under a canopy of stars. It could have been. I mean, even if it was in a forest, quote unquote, the area it was in, if you look straight up, you might have been able to see the stars. I don't know. But guys, it's over. It just hit me.
Well, no, but hold on a second. Hold on.
It's over. It's done. Everybody was holding out hope that somehow it's actually over.
Okay, Gal's gonna lose his mind. I was just like, this is actually pretty cool. So, I mean, of course. Okay, so here's no, I'm not being a skeptic. I'm just trying to digest it. I usually take a little time. That's why I was just like sitting and thinking. Yeah, everybody's like, yeah, now next treasure hunt time. So what do we know from these pictures? One, somebody already noted and sent me. Does the bracelet that Forrest has on and the bracelet that Forrest has next to him in the other picture, they don't look the same. One of them looks
So there, this picture here,
Yeah,
correct?
if you blow that up,
So
it looks
true.
discolored.
We are assuming this is the same bracelet. Maybe this is a different, but he did say the
No,
bracelet was
it's
the only silver thing in the chest. So, okay, so that's that.
And then go to the bracelet that Forrest is wearing.
Oh, did I not save that picture? Hang on. We'll find it.
So, of course, the conspiracy theories, people are already sending me lots of messages about this and that and the other.
Right. I'm sure they are. Well, this is proof it's been retrieved. Now, you could say who, where, when, why, but it's been retrieved. You could say by solve was stolen and this, that, and the other thing, but it's no longer out there, guys.
Yeah, Tony Rusi. Just because Mike doesn't care where it was, I want to know. So this is going to be the big question. Many people have said once they see some pictures, some convincing pictures, and there's one at the location, there's one with Forrest with the bracelet, there's one him looking at all the individual items. I don't know how much more convincing you get with pictures. Let's just say pictures. Many people want the solve. Many people want the state. He said before this last November, that is up to the finder. So I can tell you that is not something that we're probably, this does not prove anything. So this is, I think, getting to the point of Forrest, other than putting out, I don't know what, some people are not going to ever be satisfied.
And why was there a pair of scissors in there? This is obviously from the chest. Look how, look at the corrosion.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what is that? It's look like gold, but with something.
And there's just like regular old Ziplocs. I mean, that's a huge shout out to Ziploc.
Right.
Right?
Right. Forrest. Well, thank you for the 10 years anyway. I mean, it's been a hell of a ride for everybody, right? It's just, it's hard to believe it's over, but I got to say, Forrest said give him some time, and this is the proof. It has been retrieved, everybody. I did not know and not had communicated with since 2018. Yeah, this stick is interesting. I wonder if Forrest could at least talk about the items that he put in the chest. I mean, we could get a million scrapbooks from Forrest, right? Just off of what he decided to put in the chest. And what is the one thing he never talked about? None of that gives away the finder of the location. So Forrest, give us some info on some of these things. What is this?
No, he's giving us everything. It's done. You just threw
He has
your
not
cap.
given us everything. Well, that doesn't piss
it
over, but
no.
And what is this? Is this the wood lining coming loose? What is this right here? Or is there some kind of a thing he placed under it to place everything on?
Where is the other half of that? Yeah.
What do you mean other half?
Where is the other half of the contents? Like if you look at,
right, the dragon bracelet, the
and it was all in there so nicely. Glad Forrest was okay with leaving the house, even with COVID scare like that he didn't get too close to Cynthia. So it looks like he did leave the home, and I bet you he had measures in place to make sure that he was okay when.
Forrest, you're not wearing a mask.
What is that disc down there? That's the disc that was in the later pictures.
This is probably from Area 51. It's from Bob Lazar.
Oh,
look at the mud, everybody. I just can't believe it's over. I can't believe somebody found the freaking thing. So look, it looks like he had a liner of some kind. Look at this, that maybe everything was sitting on. So it's the wood, but he put something to put everything in, some kind of plastic.
So here are the first comments from Sam Smith. I'm not guessing this is going to go over well. Daniel Peterson.
What does that mean?
I see pine needles and pine cones. Looks like Wyoming or Montana. Might keep the pictures up. We don't care about us. Did you see the added notation? The treasure chest.
Oh, sorry. I just letting everybody know the thumbs the video up and super chat's on also. And also, before we go any further, I got to give a shout out to Faith. You guys see what this box is right here? This is a refrigerator. She said she sent us a mini refrigerator. This thing holds 100 cans. This is huge. Thank you, Faith.
She said to put it out next to the pool. Thank you, Faith.
Yeah, and it might go right here next to the command center. That's awesome. I haven't opened it yet, so that's what that is.
Okay.
We got our own little treasure in the mail. So
thank you. I'm so fixated on this right now. Where is the frog? Someone says. What's the story? Is there a Fenn movie coming? Tony, I want to talk about some other things. Let's talk about this first. There are some other things, and there's some other things that are
William Hada just calls it out. William Hada, that's a new name. He says Cowlazars, maybe Fenn wanted the chase ended and he retrieved it himself. No proof of an actual finder. Conspiracy theories, everybody. That's conspiracy theories. That's all I can say. I want to know what this is. This looks like a Harry Potter wand right here. Harry Potter. But it's pretty awesome that it was marked down with a super chat. The disc is from Voyager 1. That's right. That's pretty cool. Justin Posey with the super chat. Thank you for all you've done. It's been quite the ride, friend.
Excuse me, where's the soundboard, for God's sake?
Oh,
we have fans. If they super chat, and especially look at these, come on.
Oh, I got one. It's for Jay Minnesota. I just don't know if she's in here. Check it out, everybody. Thanks for the super chat.
Back you in the mouth. I'm Neil Diamond.
It's Jana, Jay Minnesota. She got a bunch of music references from The Thrill of the Chase, and she thought Neil Diamond had to do it. So I downloaded this just for her.
I'll smack you in the mouth. I'm Neil Diamond.
Thank you for those super chats, everybody. And Justin, it was great meeting you at World Series of Fenn. We're still doing it. We can still celebrate and commemorate the 10 years of The Thrill of the Chase. So meet up in Vegas in January for sure.
Okay, so I know you timed him out, but actually, I think what his question was something that I'm scratching my head at. He didn't know him, but he had communication since 2018. No, I took it what he meant by that comment was he hadn't communicated with him since 2018. So maybe this guy sent him an email that said, hey, I'm a searching with my family or this or that. I'm from back east in 2018, hadn't communicated with him with a year and a half. And then he found that bad boy. That's how I take it. I don't think he was communicating consistently with him for that long. That's how I took it. I think I see the frog next to the big gold disc, right-hand side towards the back.
This maybe?
No, she's talking on the table.
Oh. Well, how do you know that? All right, hang on.
I speak Lisa. Paraphrasing, on the ground where I left it and walked away.
3D Bronze with the super chat. The discs are pre-Columbian gold mirrors. I write movie screenplays as a hobby, just an FYI. Well, guess what? I can think of one movie screenplay you should be writing.
Good job.
That's for the finder. That's whoever actually found it. I mean, somebody put together 9 clues and it led them right to it. I mean, really?
Okay, so Dave Calvy's in the room. I said this at the beginning. Dave broke this. Holy was in there. 4 of us were in chat. I had to come on here. I had to drop off there.
Yeah,
there's a few things to talk about here, but there's some reasons we said once something new was going to come out, we would break it quickly.
She sees the frog right here. Check it out. That very well could be the frog, the top of the frog's head right here.
Yeah.
The 2 ear eye thing.
Where's the other stuff? Where's the other stuff? Huh?
The guy's
No, I'm just
wearing
kidding.
it. He's got the necklaces on. He's got the
Where are
rings
the
on.
Chinese jade mask? Where are the gems and emerald rings?
Where's the title to the gold? I want to know what it meant.
Where's the secret super thing? Where is the hair? Where is the hair that Forrest said he put
And
in?
this is the olive jar. I mean, this is huge. When I thought,
Let's take some calls. Let's take some calls.
Are we opening up the phone line?
Oh, we have to. We must.
All right.
Do you have kiddos there?
No, the kids are gone.
Oh, we have all night then, baby.
Oh, Lord. We don't have all night. All right.
I know you have more
removing
to work
objects
for.
from the chest. It is darker than it was 10 years ago when I left it on the ground and walked away. Not buried, everybody. Left it on the ground, not in the ground. But he said it doesn't get, he said sunshine doesn't reach it. So when he says left it on the ground, oh, that's interesting. Wonder how that worked. And
Dun,
walked
dun,
away.
dun.
There's one of the necklaces, right? One of the fetishes or whatever you want to call that. Some kind of necklace. So the obvious thing.
No. Okay, JTC is saying after today, I will not comment about it further on my channel. LOL, K-Pro and Cal. I don't know if you're talking about us. We said until Forrest comes out with something. We weren't going to go every day and just talk about the haters. So Karen's filing a complaint on GTC. No, we said once something comes out. And so there you have it. There it is. Sorry, not buying what you're selling, mister.
Lisa Smith says it doesn't look very lush around that treasure chest. Well, we got wood, we got grass, we got mud or dirt, but we don't know 100%, guys, that this is where it was found. I mean, it's possible this is next to his car. Well,
Open the phone lines, mister. Let's take some calls.
All right.
I know it's a small picture, but it doesn't look very lush around the chest. Linek says there are 0 precious stones in any of those photos. That is an interesting point.
For some reason it did not show pictures of everything. And what is in this bag right here? Like, was the key in the bag?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow, that was quick. I didn't even post the number yet. K-Pro and Cow.
Yeah, Tony from Chicago. How you doing?
Tony, what do you
Hi,
think of the
Tony.
breaking pictures?
You know what? Is that really 42 pounds that he had? All that stuff, he had to make 2 trips, maybe 1 trip for the chest,
Right.
and then maybe the other trip for all the stuff. But to me, that doesn't look like 42 pounds, or you would have to make 2 trips.
Well, how
What do you
heavy is
guys
gold?
think?
I
Well-
don't know how heavy gold coins are because I personally don't own any. So these stacks, I just don't know how heavy that would be. Yeah, it's a good question though. And these discs, I mean, they look pretty thin. We did get a
And
super
also,
chat. Go ahead.
also
Tony.
too, for the disc, the photograph of the chest, the disc looks like really small, but the disc on the table looks really huge. So I don't know if it's because of the angle of the camera or but that disc looks really different in the 2 photographs.
It does. Look at this. All right, hang on.
Well,
It
but
looks
that's only
huge.
like half of the,
Not
that's
thick.
only half of the items. Maybe he's purposely, somebody said this in chat. They took the gold that we already knew was in there, but all the other stuff, it's going to come out in a movie in a year.
Could it be folded? Could this be folded in half right here? And we only see half. I mean, can you fold a gold disc? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
No, the key, the key. Can we go back to the key? I said the key was rusty. Everybody said I was full of it. I knew I wasn't full of it, but I let it go. And
Also, one thing before I go, in regards to the stick in the first photograph, I don't think that's a snake. I think it's a stick. Yeah, there's like a little nub
Right.
at the top of the stick,
An eye.
but that's not a mouth. Those are like 2 coins
zoom in.
resting next
Zoom
to
in,
each
Mike.
other.
Oh, I see. It's not. Very good point.
No.
We're gonna encyclopedia.
Oh, you're right.
The 2 coins are in the background. The stick.
Oh,
Regular stick,
Yeah.
everybody.
So I don't think that's like a snake stick
Could,
Oh,
with 2
you're
golden
right.
lips.
could the guy have done it
I-
to show the size, the dimensions, or the
Yeah,
how big?
maybe.
Yeah, that may be.
But the thing is,
It's
that really doesn't
just-
give us dimensions because I don't have
Right.
no idea,
how
you
big the
know,
stick is.
because once again, those 2 discs look really small in the box,
You're right.
but the disc looks huge on the table.
Yeah,
wait, now somebody says, isn't it every 16 coins is 1 pound?
I don't.
Oh, then there's a
somebody
lot
get-
of
get it
freaking
ounces in
coins.
Math, do that real quick.
Well, and what size
don't-
coin and all that.
That's my opinion. I don't know if this is 42 pounds. I'll let other people call in. Great show, everyone. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for
appreciate
calling.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well, so here's an interesting one. Did he stick those plastic bags to cover some things and then stick the stick on top just to kind of get the pictures?
Oh, so it wouldn't blow away, maybe in the wind or something.
Yeah,
we
or
did
just
that
cover
from
some
I
things
Want
that
to
they wanted.
Cover. Matthew Coughlin, Finder might be planning to sell picture rights and not want to show all of it. Thanks
Yeah.
for the updates. That's a
Mike,
possibility.
post the number for goodness sake.
All right, everybody. Let's all talk Forrest Fenn. Oops, that was wrong. Hang on.
Forrest, you thought we were going to be bored tonight talking and chatting? No, no. Oh
There's the phone
no.
number, everybody. 702-530-9260. Forrest, feel free to call in if you so
Oh,
desire.
see, you're not posting this cow, so you just got moderated. I will show it.
What do you mean I just got moderated?
You are in is Hint of
Oh,
Riches when
yeah.
you put it on there, and you're not a mod as Hint of
Let me
Riches.
change it. We were
You
live
just-
earlier today to show an eBay auction. So that's
and you were moderated then. I forgot.
I
to
just
tell
showed it. 702-530-9260, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. This is proof it is over, everybody. You can disagree all day about how it ended, but this is proof it is in fact ended. Yeah, kind of a sad day, in my opinion.
Okay. I will probably feel that way tomorrow. You know what I was thinking? And I have to tell you, this is what I didn't want to say on another channel and I needed to say on mine.
Mhm.
Today I said, Forrest, okay, so it was 4 or 5 days ago. I'm like, the negative narrative is taking off. Today, with the class action lawsuit stuff and some of the made up stuff that was happening, I'm like, Forrest, when are you going to put something out? I don't mean to push. And I just felt like it was tipping to the point of, go ahead, Mike.
K-Pro and Cal,
Hey, hey, can you hear me?
we can hear you. Who do we got?
This is you can just call me Seamus.
Seamus. All right.
Hi, Seamus.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from over on the east side.
Oh, we got you. All right. What do you got to tell all the searchers out there in the search community?
I was just trying to just jump into discussion.
So
And,
which picture do you like? Which one do you want to discuss? This is pretty cool. I'm sorry, I'm the opposite of Mike right now. I'm like, look at the pictures. We have so much to talk about. There's 15 shows right
I'm
here.
very happy the pictures were released. It's just,
Yeah.
it's bittersweet. That's all.
Thank you, Forrest. Let's take a moment and say thank you, Forrest.
He did what he said, everybody. He said pictures would be forthcoming, and here they are. So get off his back. All right. What do you got to say, Seamus? What do you think of the pictures?
I think they're cool. I think it's been real crazy how everybody's been just kind of turning on Forrest and just getting all crazy with all this stuff. It's turning into a pretty crazy ride. But I think everyone's losing sight that, I mean, how do you guys feel about if it was found in Yellowstone? Would it make more sense for, you know, all the quietness and the worry about, you know, throwing the solve out there?
Yeah,
And
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Not only if it was in Yellowstone, but what if it was technically buried in Yellowstone?
Well, and that's the question that we never asked. That's the one of a couple that I regret not asking is, do you have to break the law to get to it? Because right now I'm 50-50. I'm still hoping upon hope the solve and everything comes out in a year in some movie. But is it that the finder can't put anything out because it was illegal where it was found? So that's the one that I'm 50-50 on.
One thing that when I first started checking this whole chase out, the one thing that I noticed right off the bat was there was a sense that, you know, I think Forrest in his own head kind of pictured what kind of person he wanted to find this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he wanted the person to, you know, excuse my French, to have some balls. You know, he wanted to be somebody that wasn't
a maverick.
Scared to kind of, right, a maverick.
Right.
And I don't know, I had that sense from the beginning. And I think if it were in Yellowstone, kind of off the beaten path, sort of out of the way where they tell you not to go, it would make a lot more sense, right?
Well, and then there's legal implications. If the finder comes out and says, I found it in Yellowstone, the clues led me right to it, would the park rangers get involved and say, that's ours? I mean, the park rangers said they're glad it's over. They're getting tired of rescuing people. But if in fact it was found inside Yellowstone and that was made confirmed somehow, where we all know the location, would the government? I mean, doesn't the government technically own the national parks? Would somebody say you got to give that back and do it legally, or get sued, or whatever it is? Yeah, I don't know. But I can see that's why the guy says I'm not going to say anything about it.
It would make sense why Forrest said that see how muddy it gets. You know, it could be a real mess. I think it's a pretty big coincidence that he actually mentioned the Bureau of Land Management in the book. That's something that everyone seemed to skip right over, is that he briefly mentioned that. I think it was Dancing with the Millennium.
Interesting. Would the park be BLM land or no?
As far as I know, I think so. I'm not really an expert on that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's hope the finder is planning something for everybody, or maybe they have to get, lawsuits and all that settled. But at some point, I don't care if it's a year from now, maybe the actual solution will come out. We're just going to have to wait, guys. That's how it works.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Do you guys?
No, go ahead.
Another view of the chest. Sorry.
Do you guys have a solid solve that you were sticking to, or do you guys have a state that you were kind of tied to? Or
as far as my solve, I never had a solve through the whole 10 years. I had maybe one water's halt is a border. I think a border was one of the subtle hints, or different things I think I put together, but I never had a solve of this is where I think it is.
I'm just some guy that's been paying attention to all this, but I've noticed a couple of coincidences in a few things that a lot.
The suspense continues. The plot thickens. All right, let's hear it if you want to talk about it.
Well, it kind of blew my mind. What was it, like 8 or 9 months ago, when I noticed that one of the main places that everybody seemed to go to and say was a pretty solid beginning was the Madison Junction in the Firehole River. I've always personally thought that the first thing you needed to figure out in that riddle was the word it, and understanding what it was and how you could take it in the canyon down. And I was always a firm believer that it was the fire hole, and that, you know, because then it would make more sense to take it in the canyon down. It kind of gives you the sense that you're talking about the Firehole Canyon. And a lot of people agree with that. And, you know, the thing that blew my mind is if you drive south in Firehole Canyon, say if you entered from, you know, West Yellowstone, you'll end up passing a little place called Biscuit Basin, which, you know, doesn't really, you know, catch on to many searchers, but a little detail that was there that I caught on to that a lot of people seem to miss was that there was a place called the Rusty Geyser right there. And it always made me think of that story Forrest told about jumping out the window and going down the iron fire escape and how the rust got all over his pants. I think he even said it landed him in the lush greenery. But yeah, that always caught my attention. It was always like, why does no one ever, that seems, you know, why wouldn't anyone ever talk about that?
You know, everybody's going to have their theory on what's going on. Everybody's going to have their theory on their solutions. Me and K-Pro have gotten probably 100 solutions from searchers that are saying, I want the proof out there when the real one comes out, you know, that I was the one who knew it.
Yeah, I bet you guys have heard some good ones.
Yeah, and I haven't really read them because I'm like, until the real one comes out, I'm not going to try and figure out which one's right. I'll wait until I know which one was closest, you know, that type of thing.
Right.
Well, yeah.
But my favorite solve that I always liked was the Rusty Geyser and Biscuit Basin being home of Brown, because it kind of ties into, if the Firehole River is it, then when you say put in below the home of Brown, and then from there it's no place for the meek, it kind of tied in with the fact that after Rusty Geyser, the Firehole River becomes Iron Spring Creek.
See, we're already jumping to solves. Okay, I'm the chick here. I need a little time to absorb this gold and absorb that you guys are going straight to that. You're non-emotional people. I get it. I need to absorb the gold, the pictures, okay, this is what you looked down and saw. Like, I got to dream about this a little before we go into that.
Yeah.
You guys are killing me. You boys. I don't know. That's just
well.
me.
Did you guys? What kind of stuff did you ever notice anything? I mean, it's kind of a stupid question, but did you ever notice anything weird in the book that kind of stuck with you?
I like what he said was my elbow needed some room. I don't know if that's a hint. I just thought that was a cool line to put in the book. The board, you know, when he says it was raining at Borders, he puts these little details in where you're like, why would he remember that detail? Does it have something to do with it? I don't know.
It's almost like he was talking about kind of out on the edge, sort of a way, like if you were somewhere kind of just off the edge a little bit, almost like the BB gun.
Right.
Remember?
Well, and of course, sent it in and pillowed in and sent it down, sent it in and pillowed in and sent. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. Yeah.
We did get a super chat from Lisa Woodson, our Las Vegas friend, Lisa and Mark. Thank you, Mike Christie, for letting us know right away and for everything you do for all of us. We love you guys. Looking forward to the next adventure. Vegas Die, here we come. Lisa and Mark. Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate you sticking with us through all these treasure hunts, especially this one now that it's officially over, I guess, huh?
It seems that way.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks for the call. We do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when the solution comes out, and I hope it does someday, we will be back here to talk about it for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a good call, though, that those two coins are not part of it wasn't a snake, guys.
That is interesting because it does look like it from a distance. And I think it's interesting that I think the bags are strategically located, because some things like the one has the Ziploc bags, those are not Ziploc bags. So I think we have some different things going on. And if I was traveling, I'd be putting Ziplocs. So
maybe this
right
is what the finder
on.
brought, but why would he put that on there if this is what he brought? I don't know. Okay, Pro and Cow.
Yeah, Tony from Chicago again. Don't mean to hog the line.
No, that's okay.
But I noticed Forrest is not wearing purple in his shirt. Remember, there was that theory,
Oh,
yeah.
you know, so why isn't he not wearing purple when the treasure has been retrieved and he's finding it again? But in all of your interviews with him, he's always wearing purple. What's that about?
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, that's a rhetorical question.
Right,
I just
right.
noticed that and I
So
wanted to
many
call back and
things.
say that to you. So I got nothing else. I'll let you guys go.
All right, thanks, Tony.
I'll see you.
Okay. Good comments. You know, we're all trying to Encyclopedia Brown this thing as much as we can. If you guys remember, though, the reference from when I was a kid, Encyclopedia Brown. Look at
Small
that.
detail. So, but also note that if the picture was taken just after the find, then it was not found at night due to the lighting, so not under a canopy of stars, in the literal sense. Yeah.
Well-
And some noted this, it wasn't buried. I mean, if it is literally sitting in a spot and he walked away, then it wasn't buried as well.
Yeah, true. We don't know in the picture, that picture as the chest was taken. Is it out there in the field how he found it? Is it somewhere else? We just, hopefully the finder will tell us someday. There's the dragon bracelet. Isn't that it right here?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Dragon
And some note is this picture's before he hid the chest. Here's one thing I will note, and I just asked someone that thought the same thing. Look to the left of his ear.
Yeah.
That
Right.
that is his new earphones that he just got in the last year. So this is a picture in the last year. His ones before were hearing aids. These are hearing microphones, which I had a whole discussion, because if you guys remember when I was screaming and yelling at him, that was because of the hearing aids. This is, so this does seem to say, I don't know, my frog's in there. Todd, they may have already sent it to me. I'm expecting it in the mail anytime.
And if you guys remember the interview we did with Douglas Preston and Forrest, there was a picture, and there's a picture that we posted, and you see Forrest like this. And a lot of people said, what are we doing? He was covering up that hearing device. That's
Yes,
in
he was.
He was either like this or like this. I can't remember what, I should bring the picture up, but it looks like he was throwing a gang sign, but he wasn't. He was just covering up
Yeah.
the
And most of us know that
hearing device. Yeah.
yeah, he's a little,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think he's but yeah. So how many
What
coins
was-
do you think Forrest slipped in that pocket right there when the guy wasn't looking?
0. He wouldn't do that. Don't
They're his
be
coins.
smudging his name.
Aren't
No,
it-
they're not.
Hang on.
No.
Doesn't this technically still belong to Forrest Fenn?
Nope.
I know the poem says title to the gold, but
Nope.
if we want to get into ownership issues, somebody found something that Forrest intentionally placed, brought it back to him, laid it out on the table. And now I'm sure Forrest said, in here, I'm giving this to you. You know, I give you title to the gold. But if there was a lawyer that wanted to argue something, couldn't somebody say that was lost property or abandoned property? Of course, it's a moot point. I'm sure Forrest and the finder have worked it out, but it just seems weird that 10 years ago he placed it. 10 years later, it's come back to him, and he's going through it and looking at it. So
Hold on a second. So we have a few things. Honestly, this proves nothing. What could this prove? That what could Forrest do to prove it if this isn't something? I'm not saying it's everything. It doesn't show the actual solve, etc. But what would Forrest have to show? Only front and side inside edge of lid were dirty. Chest doesn't look like it was ever deep in dirt. Very clean on the desk is GTC. Gedelkin, did you already have the?
Maybe not.
Did you all already address the age of the bags? Look closer, please.
The bags look new to me. Those do not look bags that have been in the chest for 10 years. Now, I don't know what a bag would look
And
like.
that doesn't mean that the
dirty-
finder didn't do that. What's in the one bag?
Why would the finder put bags on top of a chest when he's about to take a picture of it? If these were not
Because he
original
wanted some
chests?
things covered to be able to, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. Like the key.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some dirt here. I don't know what this is. It's discolored, whatever that is.
Dragon bracelet is also in a Ziploc bag in the chest. Oh,
Maybe.
okay.
Oh, maybe this is the dragon bracelet.
I don't know. It looks like a bag
I
of
bet-
weed to me.
Yeah.
I don't I don't know what's going
I
on there.
believe this is the dragon bracelet. It just looks a
Okay.
little colored, but
Well, you're the boss. I don't know.
um,
Okay. Okay.
coins everywhere. And what is this thing? I mean, there's gold nuggets. Well, this almost looks like it's not gold. It looks gray, like a rock or something.
I don't know.
Some kind
Somebody
of
that
gold.
knows more than we do needs to come and comment to it.
Or it could be a nugget that still has gold, traces of gold throughout it, or veins of gold. But that's pretty cool if it's a rock that has the gold.
It does look like pretty okay.
Oh, here's another bag. I didn't even notice.
So now that bag looks weathered. If
yeah.
you pull out a little bit, we know that this chest was packed. I think the bottom one looks like, yes, definitely. Maybe the top one, I don't know. It's interesting how shiny it is.
Just looking at this, I got to say, this is how it looked when he opened it. I cannot. I mean, what do you do? The
No
first thing you do
way.
is take a picture. I think this is how the chest looked when he opened it.
0%. No,
Why?
no way.
Why?
Bring up the picture of where he had it all. It was packed to the brim. This is like half full. Where are the rubies? Where are the diamonds? Where are the
red? Yeah, unless they're underneath, maybe.
No, it was filled to the brim.
I see what you're saying. Well, all right. Let me find that picture.
Yes, that's what I asked for a while ago, and I'm not upset yet. But
yeah, I heard yet.
Thrill of the Chase 2.0 book at Collected Works bookstore. Tom, no, don't say that.
Oh, I thought they said Vegas Die 1.0 is at the Collected Works bookstore.
No, Thrill of the Chase 2.0.
All right, hang on. I'm looking it up right now. Okay, check it out, everybody.
Yeah, put these side to side if you can.
Yep. Whoops. That's not what I was looking for. Hold on, I'm working on it. Save image as.
Maybe the aliens took half.
Come on.
You know, guys. The figurine
That's
necklace
a Voyager
should be at
plate.
the top.
Maybe onto something.
The figurine necklace should be on top as stated in TT. Okay, exactly.
Sure. No, but this picture was before it was hidden. Look, all these could have been
agree.
A lot.
I agree, but put those side to side, can you?
Yeah, I can try.
Conspiracy, but what if someone else found the chest first, took the items, and left the gold? I don't know what to say to that. She has already heard this from the solve from me at 1 a.m. on Facebook chat. Okay, I don't know what that means. Don't be upset, Karen Lazar. Okay, stop it, GTC. Maybe that was packed to the brim for the professional photo shoot, kind of like how he used the motor oil in Pancake Picture to look like thick syrup. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we know he took out. This is a pocket watch.
Somebody just emailed me. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, I was just going to say some of these items we know were removed because Forrest has said he removed them. Yeah. This little container. Now, is this little container in one of the other pictures? We just don't know. I mean, we can guess all day, but this does look differently than that. Capro has a point. This does not look like this. But look how much shiny these are, and now it looks weathered. You know what I mean? And maybe that's because it's been in there for 10 years. That's how it would look. I don't know. It's gotten wet inside. If gold gets wet, does it not tarnish it, but does it dull it in some way? I don't know.
Yeah, but Debbie Teal, look at the coins. They look like they were in plastic container. Look at the just above the dragon bracelet on the right picture. Leave it exactly how it is.
Yeah,
no, down, left,
here.
left. No, left, right there.
Right.
Where are those in the
Those are
left
proof
picture?
Coins, proof where they've been.
Right. Where are those in the left picture?
I don't know.
Where's the rubies? Where's the sapphires? Where are the diamonds?
And what's this key? Oh, somebody said this is the key to the pocket watch, which was taken out. So we talked about this in an older show at one point. No wax residue along the box edges. Why would there be wax residue? I don't know. Chasing Indy says, I think we aren't hearing the solution because the chase is still on and we claim the other half of the chest.
It's definitely going to be packed differently, but look at that one. It seems like everything is packed to the brim. On the left, I think some items were taken out. And quite honestly, you better watch the movie to find them. You better read the book to find anybody that's doing PR. That's definitely the case. Yeah.
In my opinion, that one picture is staged. That one picture was for a photo op. And and like Lisa says, when he actually walked out there and took the 2 trips, he just kind of dumped it in there. I don't think he was worried about how it looked. So,
well, look at that necklace. That necklace wasn't in that original picture.
yeah, there's a lot happening here, isn't there?
Yeah, I bet you that is an Indian, guaranteed.
Look, here no, that's not the coin cases. This is a case with something in it. I don't know what that is.
Alex says during the live Zoom the night it was found, there was that one speaker who kept repeating, quote, "I want to know what was found because I promise things will be missing." Yeah, from the original one. And you know what? This still shows to me a chest. There's some items removed, and now you're going to have to watch the movie later. Lisa says maybe the stuff you see was left in the chest and there was info to collect the rest elsewhere because the find only gives you title to the gold. I do think it's interesting, title to the gold. What if there was a false bottom to protect the fragile items from the heavy items? Lurker, Mike, I like that one. That's the best one so far. Okay. Do you all think, hit the button of super chat? Woohoo! Thank you.
Oh, I didn't see it. Blaze Looker, y'all think Finder is in the chat? I would hope so.
100% yes. I believe he knew when this is coming out.
Yeah.
I believe he's from back east. He was probably watching us over on Dave's show and said, "Forrest, get this out. Yeah." And it's 12:30, and maybe he put it out on June 17th for a reason.
Detroit, hello.
Sorry, that's so loud. Just a reminder, the phone lines are still open, everybody.
He said he removed the watches, the large gems, the watches, and the mirrors, etc. Who said? F said he removed the watches, the large gems, the watches, the mirrors, etc. I don't see. Where did he say that, Holy?
Yeah.
Nikki says the Ziploc on the table in the bracelet photos appears to be dirty and old. Okay, let's go.
The Ziploc.
Okay.
Oh, right here. So yeah.
Okay. From Crocodile, go back to the stick. He believes, here is somebody who has been corresponding with me for a bit about good solves and all of that. From Crocodile Dundee, he says the stick in the chest is the final clue. It's from a cottonwood tree that the chest was under.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Don't say yeah, okay. I like that.
So let's go back to what you were saying. The treasure chest was found by a man I did not know and had not communicated with since 2018. What did you think that meant? Remember you commented on that earlier.
I think that meant he communicated with him in 2018, hasn't in a year and a half. Some people said since means he has this entire time. No, since means he did in 2018. He hasn't for a year and a couple months, and he has again later.
In some way he communicated with somebody in 2018, and then that person went and found it. Forrest has not heard from that person since then. That's what since means to me. That's what it means to me.
Oh, the Finder release photos on Copper Dan's birthday. Happy birthday, Copper Dan.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, wait. I got one for you, Dan. Hang on.
Happy birthday. Just look at you.
Look at you, Copper Dan. Happy birthday. And
good for you and your father.
That was for Copper Dan and Copper Dave.
Copper Dad.
I guess it's finally setting in, everybody. And look at this. There was like a liner. Look, is this cloth? Is this plastic? Look at this. There was like a liner that he had put.
Think about if it looks like this
in
year 10, what would it have looked like in year 100 or 1,000?
Okay, pro Cowlazars.
Hey, Mike, it's Man in the Barn. How are you doing?
Man in the Barn.
Hi, Man in the Barn.
Well, we're a little bit in shock, but we're glad the pictures came out. How about you?
I am glad to see them out, but I'm still, it's like, what do I do with my life now? 5 years, 6 years, and pretty much spent looking at this, and it's almost like a death in the family.
Right.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people are taking it that way, and a lot of people are taking it a lot harder than that as well, unfortunately.
Right. But I'm glad the pictures are out. And I hope, Caper, you were talking about a movie. Do you know for sure a movie, or are you just anticipating a movie?
I'm just guessing. I know nothing other than that it seems that's the research I have done. So I'm going to take it as the first day was like hearing about a family death. Today was the funeral, or these pictures are the funeral. But no, I do not know about any of the details. Thank goodness. I don't want to know. Someone said to me they're going to, if they do litigate, if nothing more comes out, I'm going to have to be subpoenaed because I know things. I don't. I just don't. Forrest, I think, is keeping it pretty close hold.
Oh,
I just
Justin,
know that you're kind of in the know on the safety stuff, but that's what I would do, right? I would be the one trying to, source a movie with this.
I believe
Oh,
there's as much money in the pictures and the movie as there is in the treasure chest. My opinion, and especially now, I know there's more media interest than ever before. That's
just think about Expedition Unknown. I mean, I don't know if the people are paid to be on Expedition Unknown, but if you contacted them and gave them proof, be like, I want X amount of money for you to break the solution. That would be huge for any show that would do it.
It was
It would
always,
be.
to me, what was more than the gold, right? The gold is nice, but that olive jar, that story, that 20,000 story in that olive jar is, important. And I believe, Forrest, the last line, I give you title to the gold. To me, that has always meant the title to the gold is in that story. That is really the gold. And the title he gave us was an unauthorized autobiography. So to me, I would publish that under the title Unauthorized Biography of Forrest Fenn, because there's some information in there that nobody else knows. He said, right? If I remember.
Yeah.
Well, and the only reason I mean Expedition Unknown, no offense, it is an off-cable network. It is I love it, but it has a very small niche type of audience. This is more of a national treasure, or like huge movie, blockbuster movie.
Right.
I just see it much, much bigger than, even though I really like Expedition Unknown, it's one of my favorites. It's not a 007 movie or one of those things. Yeah.
Well, and now I'm just trying to figure out what to do next. So
on to another treasure hunt. The hunt's over. This hunt's over. The community continues.
Yes, I know, but those treasure hunts, are they worth traveling across the country for? That's all that everybody has to say, right?
Yeah,
that's why this was, as in your words, the big roller coaster in the theme park. Like this is the one I drove 17 hours for multiple times, one way. Right. So, well, I just wanted to, throw in. I haven't done any videos in a while. I had my cancer. When I came out of my cancer, I kind of, went a different way. But I'm clear from that now, and 9 months past chemo, in remission. So all that's good. And I was just getting ready to go back out this summer and look again.
Gotcha.
We'll have to come up with something else to do. But hey, I've thrown it out there. I thought you might solve. Everybody's going to find out. It was found in Echo Park Dinosaur National Monument. I'm claiming it now. So
all right.
And if you ever get out and want to go to a beautiful place, go there. Echo Park Dinosaur National Monument. When you get out of your car, you'll know why that is the most beautiful place I've ever seen in America. So anyway, thank you, Mike. Thank you, K-Pro. And I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for calling. Did Forrest accidentally give away the finder and an additional clue? We will never know. Yes, we will never know.
Jack has a great point. He says 2018 is the connection. Remember, Forrest Fenn had a gut feeling then.
Yeah.
Maybe due to whatever the communication was between this person and Forrest, he said he had the gut feeling, but it took this person until now, 2 years later.
Would you watch the movie to find out? Did they have a family issue? Did they go 600 times? They couldn't figure out the last thing. Did they, even if you hear the solve, finder, generically reach out to me. If you could provide any little thing, there is such, not only the money portion, which you could donate to charities, there is such a story here. There's such a great way of doing it, and you could do it completely on the down low.
And talk to GTC. She's got it all laid out on what you should do.
This is where I do have 100 hours put in of laying it out. Anyway.
Well, man, it's still setting in.
Okay, we're in
there it is,
different
everybody.
spots. I'm like pumped. You're like, oh.
Well, it's just, I don't know. It's closure. For me, it is closure, but I didn't want it to close.
Did you think before now this wasn't going to happen? Were you leaving were you still dipping your toe that it was going to be back? And
it just makes it reality. That's all. It just makes it set in. For me, it makes it reality that Yeah, it's actually over. Now, Forrest, being who the maverick that he is, could hide something in the same spot if he really wanted to. He could send somebody out because the finder has this and is dealing with his own thing, but just putting that out there. And what's this? Oh, this is a bag. What's this white thing? That might be the dragon bracelet right here, right? And then what are these hoop things? There's one here and there's one here. It's like a golden
Hoop
maybe
rings.
it's a bracelet or something.
Hoop rings. Earrings.
Okay, Pro and Cal.
Hey, Mike, it's Dave.
Hey, what's up, Dave? What do you think of these pictures?
Well, as I was saying on my show when Christy was on, I'm well, I don't know if I said that then, but I'm glad that it came out.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly that it proves, other than that it's in his possession or that he was there again and it's been found for sure. But it's a good day, I guess.
Right.
It's a good day, but it's sad that it's over, you know. But I hope that the nastiness stops. That's what I hope.
Yeah, the lawsuits are ridiculous. It was a contest. Somebody got there first and won, and it's kind of that simple. Yeah. You still gonna
but
news, Dave? You still gonna have the chat to talk? Let people talk it out.
Yeah, I'm still gonna talk and still gonna do other things. I probably won't be doing any search related stuff as far as other treasure hunt type stuff.
Okay.
But I hope that people will still come in and talk. I mean, most of my stuff's not really about that stuff anyway. Most of my stuff is just talking about nothing. That's the entertainment with my stuff. So
Dave
anyway,
Calvi on YouTube, everybody. CALVI.
Yeah, and if you guys, if you don't mind, I'd just like to say you guys are awesome. I think the best in this particular arena, and I appreciate you guys.
Hey,
and don't use that against him for his misjudgment in that area. He broke this. He was live when this broke, and I'm terribly excited. And I will say, Dave, it's not going to stop. Here's the thing. It's the nastiness will still continue with some that are just seeing red, but now that I think the majority are going to see this and be excited like me, like, okay, this gives closure. We'd like a little more. We might see a little more later. Forrest has said he might give a state later. The solve will eventually come out. He said that. So we know something's more to come. This satisfies me in that first 30 days. There's going to be some that it doesn't, but they're going to become the 7% rather than, I think there was a clear majority that were disgruntled. After tonight, I don't think that's going to happen. My opinion. What do you think, Dave?
I think most people will come to the conclusion that it is over, and so those that are not fierce and nasty will let it die down.
Yep.
As Jack said, first of all, I want to say Hooley's the one that found
the
shout out to Hooley. Thank you.
Hooley,
not me.
Hooley on Dave's channel. Well, no, you still got, it's like Sonny and Cher. Hooley on Dave's channel.
We just got a high res pic emailed to me. This is thank you to Davo. This is a higher res pic that we can zoom in on. So anybody wants to see something specific, let me know in the chat.
Anybody going into the metadata yet to find out within the metadata? I don't even know what it means.
Dave, you know how to do that, Mr. Calvi. Why don't you download it? See, you know it's been wiped.
I'll hang up and I'll start working on that.
This could be a music.
Nice, Dave. Nice.
Look at
All
that.
right, so anyway,
Look at
thanks,
that.
guys.
Look at that. Awesome picture. Look at that. Thanks, Dave. We appreciate it.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah. Remember everybody, you were like, oh, Caper's crazy. She doesn't know that about the key. Yeah. Okay. Look at the key. It's rusty.
Could you get your daddy on the phone?
Exactly. Let's
Yeah,
call Forrest. Do you want to call Forrest and put him? No, I'm kidding.
What happened here? That's
Sassa says, I already did. There's nothing in the metadata. That's funny.
This is a rock with gold veins of gold through it. That's pretty awesome. Look right here. Awesome. Could this be some of those? I don't know.
Okay, what is that? Okay, go right. See where the 19th. Okay, go right. Go right. What's right there? No.
Where? Tell me where to
left,
go with the mouse.
Left.
Here. Up.
Down. Left. There.
This?
Yeah.
It looks like a string or just a piece of, from the ground. And maybe.
Oh, there's the frog. There's the feet of the frog.
Where?
Right
here?
next to that. Yeah.
This is the feet of the frog?
I think so, because I love that frog. I've looked at that frog. I've studied that frog. I'm just
All
saying.
right.
Let's go around let's go around. Oh, there's the
We're low.
bracelet. That's the
Right
bracelet.
here. This is the bracelet.
Yes.
Right. All right, everybody. Let's just go through this from bottom corner over.
Okay. We have to. We must.
Right, let's see what we can. So we have a lot of, what do you call this? Pine needles? Are these
Gold
pine
doesn't-
needles? Dried out pine needles, maybe?
Doesn't look like New Mexico to me. Just saying.
Right. Well, a lot of wood, a lot of mud.
Oh, there's a pine cone. There's a pine cone down
Here?
on the right. Yep.
Pine cone. And now, could there be a message hidden in these? No, never mind.
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of things. Thank you very much, Davo, for the high res picture. That's awesome. If somebody can send a
Yes.
high res picture of what's on the table, that would be awesome too.
Yeah, we'll do that
So
next.
this is like a liner, or did the chest come apart? It looks like this is like a liner. Maybe he put in plastic or
God.
cloth.
Totally looks different
Oh,
than I
but look
put
at
in my
look
head.
at this. Look underneath. There's stuff underneath this liner, right? This is plastic. Look, the plastic goes up like this, and then there's a whole second layer.
Oh,
Maybe
frog in
that's where it
bottom
comes
right.
apart.
Breaking news. Frog in bottom
Pretty
right.
Bottom right. Right here. That is the frog. Those are the eyes of the frog right here. So K-Pro, this whole
Oh.
10 years, the frog has been in the lower right-hand side of the chest. But look, there's plastic. There's a second layer. Below this is gold. So
Wait a
that
minute.
might be where some of the other pieces are. So would
That's
Forrest have put things down, put a plastic piece down, and then put things on top?
What somebody
of that
said
plastic?
to keep it protected.
Maybe, yeah. That's interesting.
Okay, so just above that on the right, what is that rod looking thing? Right there.
This?
Right there. Yeah.
Oh, that's a jar. It's a jar full of gold dust. In my
Oh,
opinion, that's gold
that's
dust.
what I want.
Here's a screw top. Here's gold dust. Now, what we don't see in this picture is the autobiography in the jar, but maybe that's underneath. Maybe that's below all this stuff. Oh, it's right here. Maybe this is the jar right here. Let's
Zoom in.
Shall
I
we?
need a zoomy zoom.
This. That is probably, yep, that is probably the jar, the autobiography.
Yeah.
Coins.
Oh,
everywhere.
there's another bag between the two bags with the red little zip thing at the top. Go right.
Deep chest.
No,
deep
your
chest.
other right. No,
Yeah, all
go. You're
right. Where are we
moving it.
going? Over here?
No, you keep just move. Don't move the picture.
Right.
Left, up. Nope.
Here?
Nope. That's
Just
okay.
left.
You're going like 6 inches rather than just a little. So keep going. That is not a liner. That is the edge of the Ziploc bag is what Lurker
Oh,
Mike
this
says.
is a Ziploc. This is a Ziploc bag.
Oh,
But there's
okay.
things under the Ziploc bag is the point. Down here,
Yeah.
there's some more coins. So there's a Ziploc bag. And
We
then
got
under
layers.
more
We
stuff.
got layers.
Right here's a bunch of coins. Somebody could just send me this container. That'd be great.
I just want the frog.
Look,
The stick means something. I don't own the books though. Yeah, the stick does mean something. I just feel it.
and Justin Posey had said, what if there was a note from Forrest that said, send me a picture with a stick? And that was like the verification. That's kind of funny, but it's
Okay,
possible.
go up to the top of the stick.
Top of the stick. Okay. So it looks like a hole.
Zoom
but I
in.
think the knot.
Zoom
is
in.
one of these.
Zoom into the top. Everybody's talking
All
about
the
it.
way. That is all the way, everybody.
I don't know. There might be a story there. I don't know.
Maybe.
There might be.
And right here's another part of the stick. So
Yes, the stick has a head on it. I don't know.
I want the stick. Somebody send me the stick. I'd love
Yeah.
to put that on the
The
bookshelf.
stick means nothing. You know, it will mean a lot to us. We want the stick.
This is gold flakes, maybe gold something.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
That may be $1,000 bill. I don't know what you mean.
That's the chewed up money. No, it's not the chewed up money.
But there is a coin. Do you notice? Okay, don't go too far. Let me
Alright.
see where your cursor is. Go left, right there.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is that in the case? That we
it
were
seems
talking
like
about?
it's in a
Yeah,
case.
so everything may be in this picture. It's just hidden the way it's all jumbled up.
Yeah, no, I don't think everything's in there. I think a few things.
So
might be.
if this is in fact exactly how the person found it, why do you think it is not, K-Pro? What if this is how they found it? It was right
Because
there out in the open. The whole
in
time.
my opinion, I think there's too many things that aren't shown. And I believe that the treasure chest, it seems that when Forrest had the treasure chest pictures taken before, it was packed to the brim. This looks like maybe a half, 3/4 full. It doesn't seem like it's packed to the brim. I think a few items were taken out. Just my opinion.
And if so, then for me, the question is, if this is exactly how he found it, Forrest has said nobody's going to trip over it, stumble over it. So it must have been covered with something. I mean, maybe something on top of it. I mean, so maybe this is not how he found it, because Forrest said
Okay, zoom back in.
sunlight does not reach it. So this can't be how it
Zoom
was.
back in, and you can put the number back in case anybody wants to call us. But can you? Yeah, where are the scissors? If we're Yeah.
Detroit, hello.
Phone lines are open, everybody.
Yeah. What's the one thing? Was it the
Chat
scissors? Where are
on
the
and
scissors
please
here?
Thumbs the video up. On the bottom, the second
Okay.
layer that you can't even see. Somebody said the chest has a false bottom. Well, we don't know about that.
Oh, Lori Barnes is saying Forrest is holding a stick and too far to walk, and it has a duck head on it. The box is half deep as the width. Okay. So you guys are saying it's just because there's more layers. Okay, maybe. Let me absorb this in my. Okay,
there's
let's go.
obviously more layers down here. I mean, look
Somebody send Mike a high definition of the other one with
at
Forrest.
the table. Yeah.
I so want to see that one. I'm gonna just.
And there's the frog. K-Pro, there's your frog.
Are you sure that's my frog?
That looks like the bulbous eye of a
And
frog.
for the finder that's watching, in the comment box below is Mike's address, and you can send it to him and in care of K-Pro.
Check it out.
I
What's it
dig
say?
it.
United States of America. I want to see a day. Oh, there's one right there. 1903. Somebody look up what a gold 1903 coin is worth. Of course.
Okay.
In that condition.
Fenn once had $1,000 bill along the edge in a plasticky like that, standing in the same position. Packaged by weight, not by volume. Okay.
Hey, Pro and Cal.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, who we got?
500 pieces.
500.
Hey, 500.
Yeah. Is anyone else relieved?
I'm pumped. I don't know why. I've gone through my stages of grief and I'm in happiness. Like, this is so, I don't know. I think it's exciting.
It's awesome to see the pictures. It is very awesome to see these pictures.
Well, I think the first photo was a terrible photo because it's almost like a girl without her makeup on, you know, Mike?
Nice.
Ouch. Ouch. Okay. You mean a girl in all of her natural wonder? Yes, I think that is beautiful. What? Okay.
For some women like yourself.
Look at these gold nuggets.
Oh, those are pretty.
Now just think, your boots on the ground and you just see this there, and then you open it and this is what's there. I would just like be paralyzed for about 10 minutes just staring at it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is the first photo kind of, it took the awe away from me actually, because it just didn't look right in my opinion. It just did not. I was thinking, a shining light comes out,
music plays when you open it.
Yeah, a rainbow appears, the heart,
angels come down. Yeah, this looks like petrified wood up here, maybe. If you've been brave and in the wood.
Yeah, it looks a lot more tattered than I thought it would be. I don't know why. I almost feel like maybe the lines are straight, but it's like, did the whole thing warp? What happened?
10 years in the elements, in the rain and everything.
I know. I just thought he had thought of everything. So it was going to be like plastic wrapped. I don't know. I saw it. I envisioned it differently.
Look at these.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing is I think in the end, like, I know I'm stronger after this because like the last boots on the ground I went on was last fall, and I went some places probably illegal. Actually, I know they were illegal, but anyways, I busted up my feet, had blisters everywhere. But there's so many things I've learned.
Yeah.
And I'm close to having a six-pack now, so in the end, I win.
There you
go.
And
Fripp says, to be honest, the chest is less impressive than I thought it would be. Are you people out of your mind?
No, this is awesome. This is the biggest, best geocache ever in the world. I mean, to find this and just open it, it'd be like.
Can you imagine?
What is this thing though? Look, see how this is.
Zoom in.
It's part of something.
It's not a frog. Then what is it? Oh, people are going to be able to move stuff. They're going to work magic on these pictures.
What's the one item he never told us? We need to know. We need to know what's the word that was key in the poem, and we need to know what's the one item in the chest he never talked about. And then the story, I mean, that's up to the finder. But I could see the finder wanting to put it out the right way, and it could take a very long time. We'll see.
Oh, that reminds me. Doesn't Douglas own the rights to the movie?
He did it one time. He did own the rights to the Thrill of the Chase. That's true. Well, actually, he owns the rights to the Thrill of the Chase, I think. The finder probably can do what he wants with the solution because it was his journey. It's what he did to find it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the difference. And look, here's the zip bag within a zip bag, right?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get, the red part. That's what I was trying, but you were kind of all over the place, so I couldn't get you refined to that spot. Must Listen Good said it's a nose ring, the thing down below. Hey, finder, if you send me the nose ring, I will have my first ever nose ring. If you just, oh, they're right. It's a circle. Yep, that is a nose ring.
Yeah, right. From didn't you say there were ancient I can't remember the tribe. They're ancient Indian, maybe. I don't know.
Breaking news:
Well-
frog just listed on eBay.
Everybody look on eBay. So, real
Going
quick.
back to Douglas Preston, didn't he say that if he found the chest, he'd only take like a certain amount of the pieces out?
Yes, he said he would leave the majority of it for somebody else to find. He did say that.
And for me, like I was more interested in the emerald ring, the Spanish emerald ring, and the Chinese jade masks, and I didn't even see either one.
Right. Yeah, because do we even see them here? What would a Chinese jade mask look like? I don't even know. I mean, yeah, this looks like a roll of coins, like, you know, how you roll it, like in a roll, but I don't know.
Yeah, but like that big thing right next to that. What?
Yeah.
No, like what? Where's all that stuff?
Right. Maybe it was all taken out. Who knows?
Man, Douglas got us all. But all right, I'll let you guys get a hold of someone else.
This thing, where was this thing?
Well, thank you. Thanks for
All right,
calling.
hey,
Yeah,
thanks for calling
yeah.
in. Appreciate it.
That's a big
You guys-
necklace, and I feel like
Okay.
that would have been on top. And the thing to the so the coin collection to the right, I could see that at the bottom, but the
what's
necklace,
this?
that's what I was just talking about. I
Oh,
could
on
see
the
that
bottom.
being at the bottom. Okay, zoom in
There are
to
the
the.
hoops that we saw. The hoops.
That's what I was wondering. Is that
Yeah.
the hoops?
Zoom in. Yeah, the scissors must be on the bottom. These.
Yeah,
all
somebody
three
needs to
of
send
these
Mike a high res, or we're gonna get off.
of this picture. Yeah, it would be better. Would be
Yeah,
better.
we need a high res.
Maybe we can figure out which Starbucks this is from. Maybe there's a number on this straw, something.
Why?
Well, this is
the
Santa
chest
Fe.
picture?
I mean, Forrest is not traveling, so this is obviously somewhere in an office in Santa Fe. Would you agree?
Okay, so no, I don't.
You
I
think
have my
Forrest
own
traveled
theory.
outside of Santa Fe.
Nope, I didn't say that.
Could it be Forrest Fenn's house?
No.
Okay, so then he traveled. Well, if you say he didn't travel, but this isn't inside, how does that make sense?
I think it's local, but not necessarily within the 5 miles of Santa Fe. Why would the chest pictures picture a PNG file and the two others are JPEGs?
Somebody
You would think
converted
that all the pictures would be in the same format.
in my opinion, and I don't know this, the person who sent it to me did not say, but the PNG is on Dale's site. In other words, what he linked to me is on Dale's site.
Well, no, but here's the big thing. I think that
PNG
picture was from one sitting and the other two pictures were from another sitting. So they are.
Well,
Do you see what I
obviously
mean?
different places. Is that what you mean by sitting? I'm not sure. What you
Yeah, so they might have saved them differently, JPEGs versus.
Oh, I see. Oh, I
whatever.
thought somebody converted it. I thought somebody could
No.
take a JPEG that's a little blurry and convert it, but I don't know. I don't know that. So
yeah,
I defer to whoever knows such things. Wow, what a ride it's been, huh?
Yeah, and Mark West is going into Chinese about the differences of compression formats and blah blah blah, blah blah blah. A lot of JPEGs, Apple and Dave Calvi, blah blah Chinese to
PNG is
me,
used by Apple. Okay.
and Apple and PCGS and.
Wait, I'm
blah,
not
blah,
looking at
blah.
the high-res picture. Hang on, there we go.
Zoom in on Forrest hand at the table. And put the
And
number in case
Would you
anybody.
zoom all the way in? He's doing this. Oh, gotcha. Anybody know what that is? All right. So, zoom in on Forrest's hand on the table. What is he holding right here? We don't know. He's looking at something. Look, he's looking pretty intently at something. So one of the coins, maybe. We could guess all day.
Looking at the date, making sure the one's in there.
And then there's a wheat penny.
Mark West, blah blah blah, photos, blah blah blah, treasure, blah blah blah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I don't. That's not Chinese. We all speak that language. Yeah.
And then you look on the table, and there's one wheat penny. Like a common. That'd be pretty fun. Well, that's it, everybody. I mean, at least we have pictures. That helps, right? Doesn't
That
it help?
other picture we're gonna have to analyze. This one was fun to analyze.
Somebody will get a high res picture.
Yeah, if you'll send a high res picture, we'll do that on a different day.
Well, you know what? Let me look. Dale put out a high res of this one. Why would he not put out a high res of the rest? So this is Dale's website. Let's go do this. 02.ng. I thought maybe we could get lucky because this is image 3. All right. How about image 1? Nope. It looks like this is the only one. I mean, unless I'm doing this totally wrong, but if there's one out there, people will scour it and find it. Yeah, no. I tried, everybody. Somebody will find it. I'm sure there will be a high-res picture. Yeah, pretty awesome.
So the chest weighed 20 pounds, and I think that looks like 20 pounds of.
And somebody said they tried to figure out the troy weight of the gold, and they said, yeah, it would be that heavy. I mean, gold is heavy, right? So what they have always heard.
Says, what I really want to know is what is the thin item on the left against the side? A document, perhaps.
We thought.
I think he's right. I think Mike's right. It's like a warped something.
Well, some people are saying it's part of this bag. It's a baggie like this. It's just up here on the side like this. It's part of this bag. It just goes up into a curve. More.
Yeah, it could be a Ziploc.
Yeah, but look, if it's a Ziploc, it runs all the way here. Look at this. It's a very big Ziploc because it runs all the way
So
down.
wait, go back up.
Up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, stop. Look at the Ziploc over.
Which Ziploc?
No, go back down.
Down. Okay.
Down. Down. Okay, stop. Do you see the Ziploc? Do you see this? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
What?
And no, it's not. I can't see it. So
Okay.
that's okay. Okay. Just walking in here. Boom.
Boom.
There are haters. I don't think they're haters.
not
Well, I don't know. I think it's exciting.
Oh, mint mark is cha-ching.
Okay. Don't move the photo at this point. Don't move the photo at all.
Right.
The Ziploc that is in the middle, kind of over to the upper right, you can see there is the Ziploc.
This one or this one?
No, the Ziploc to the right, that one. You can see there's actually moisture in there.
Yes.
Yeah, there's water right there.
And that might have maybe on the outside of the bag. I don't know.
I think so, because the one that has the other, I didn't realize how much he put items that are in Ziplocs and things. So
But think about it. He said, oh, hang on a second. Oh, Joshua just said that 1903 Liberty head right here is worth about $1,600. Now the condition, I don't know if that's just the gold value because that condition really sucks. But yeah. What I was going to say is, remember Forrest said the treasure location has sunlight, but the treasure chest does not. So if this is in fact how it was, it had to have been covered in shadow by something. We know it's wet because he says he closed the lid, but you know, when it rains, water, moisture is going to get in, is going to seep in. And that's why it's wet. I mean, I don't think it's a big mystery, but I know we all talked about it to death forever, right? More coins, a lot of Ziploc bags. Forrest never did say anything was in a Ziploc bag, did he?
yeah, maybe those are the types of things that, you know, somebody would know.
So how many of these cold coins do you think Forrest has that he did not put in the treasure chest? Does he have like a big coin collection?
Oh, you know what? You know what I found today? Do you remember I had not lost? Did he mention the lead search? He never mentioned a lead searcher ever, Alex, ever. He never.
Yeah, the lead searcher is not a term that Forrest ever used.
Yeah, he was like, what does that mean? And the search community came up with that. Mike, you know that I'm boxing up a few things in my house right now. Here is something that I found. Do you remember when we were there?
Gold coin? No. What?
I don't remember who. Everyone should know Ziplocs are not watertight over time. They're microscopically porous that gives your car gives your car tires. This was two things that Forrest gave me, and I do have to say I misplaced for a little bit, but I found them. And
is that Sacagawea dollar? No, it doesn't look like it. It does not look like a Sacagawea.
I don't know. It's the dollar that he wanted us to do the treasure hunt. And then this was supposed to give me luck. It was from a Catholic church that was out of his den.
Is that a gold coin or is it just I can't tell.
No, I don't know what it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I found it today after a while. So anyway, I knew, yeah. So
All right,
Anyway,
everybody. Well, Forrest said he would never reveal the solve, and now I know why. Well, maybe there's something in that picture that make him think he knows why. There it is, everybody. We were all wondering.
oh, Randy
We all
says he has
dreamed
one of
about it.
those. I don't know which one of those you're talking about, but I was excited to find that. I went, oh, that's what it is. So anyway, it's fun to go through things in your house. He gave me 1 coin. He gave me 2 of the medals. Very cool. See, do you see how many people he gave things to the community? That's awesome. It's a good luck album. Yes, that's exactly. He said that it is supposed to bring you luck, and I think that's fun. I think that's awesome. So anyway,
So, hang on. Let me see. I got text a picture. Let me make sure I can show it just to be on the safe side. Because it might be something similar, maybe.
House Husband says, so the chest is completely cleaned after it was dug up. That would be my guess. And maybe Forrest paid for that to happen. The Ziploc bag on the bottom, Dave says, the Ziploc bag on the bottom left, inspect it and notice it looks like the corner thins out and disappears. Mark says, did he say a location or state? I missed most of the show. He did not. He said the finder doesn't want any more information out. This is somebody who hasn't communicated with him since 2018 when he had the gut feeling. Nothing happened for a year and change, and then boom, this happened.
Okay, I'm going to show. I'll just do it this way. Oh, crap. Hang on. So check it out. Yeah, you guys aren't going to be able to see this. Let me text it. Give me a second.
I still think it is the 1K or 2K bill along the edge. Roger, that may be. Godelkin says he asked me before he gave me the medals. So what ails you? I said, my pash. Should have seen the look. Then he said, you need 2 medals. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we had, I will say, I believe you, Godelkin, because we had a similar discussion about the things that are challenging in life. He has a way to uplift with little things. Not that these were little, these mean a lot. So,
okay, so we did get a picture of a necklace. Let me show you guys real quick. This is from Nelka.
Keep searching for the truth. John Patriot, what is that? I mean, oh, nice.
Yeah, Nelka says this is a necklace that Forrest made. Forrest made this for me, and he used to make these when he had his gallery. So look at this necklace, right? And then look at the one that's on the table. That's the wrong way. That's totally wrong pictures right there. So kind of similar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you look at this. She's just saying he makes these. So maybe he made this, possibly. It looks a little bit similar. So without a high res picture, we can't really tell. But thank you for the picture, Nelika. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
So Nelika, are you sad it's over? I think we're all a little sad it's over. But
she has to be sad. She goes out and she's a little maverick of herself. She's awesome.
Right.
So.
All right. So
Detroit, hello.
The phone lines are closed, everybody.
Oh.
There it is, Forrest. I wonder how Forrest felt like after 10 years. He's looking through it all. When he said it may not be found for 900 years. I don't think he really expected for it to come back.
Well, he said, I'm a little sad, I'm a little happy, but I'm not neutral. That's how he put it. So I think he probably had huge mixed emotions. I bet you he was on the emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, the emotional. I wonder if he is a little disappointed that the finder will not release the solve, or at least is not releasing it, for the foreseeable future or anything. I wonder if Forrest wanted the clue, the solution to be put out so everybody could go, wow, Forrest really is the master puzzle maker that we all hope he is.
But he was clear, and I've said the chest is worth as much as the story and what can roll out from here. I think there should be silence for the rest of the community for now and let it roll out for a while. Because I think if the finder wants to put together whatever they want to put together, I think there is definitely 6 figures. I think maybe 7 if you do it right, personally, for me. So.
All right. Well, there it is, everybody. I'm going to play it one last time for the thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
Breaking news. That is a picture of the treasure chest that we've all been looking for the last 10 years. Now, it's possible there could be breaking news on the solution at some point in the future. I hope so. I hope so.
Well, let's go back to what Forrest said. Okay, wait. Minotaur says, good to the finder. It's all up to him at this point. Let's maximize his dollars. He has earned it. Exactly. So let's go back to what Forrest said in one of the last interviews that he gave. Forrest may put out the state, and eventually he believes the solve will come out. So if that is the case, this is step one. He said information. This is information and pictures. Information and pictures. He just came through with what he said. Next step. It might be a month, 6 months, a year from now. I don't know when. The state, I believe, will come out next. And I believe the finder is going to put out the solve in a book or a TV deal. Here's the thing. If you're putting together a book deal, just get a ghostwriter. You could have this written in 2 weeks and published within a month. I guarantee it. You want to,
right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
But two can keep a secret if you can get the right people. So I only see pictures with some description, no new information. I believe we have a lot of new information. He hadn't talked to this person since 2018. I see lots of new information, Jens. That's just me though. I'm emotionless about it. Meh. Over. Cool. Moving on. I guess I'm not a sensitive guy.
Check this out, everybody. Hidden messages. Brandy says, no, note that his shirt is covered in stars, everybody. The chest is under a canopy of stars still. Look at those stars.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
funny.
That's a good eye too. Look at that. The chest.
Why 10 days? Godelkin, we're going to have to watch the movie to find out why 10 days. Can you imagine that being in a storyline? What happened in the last 10 days with the lawsuits and the this?
Well, sure, a
and
lawyer
that?
was retained by the finder, and I know the lawyer was retained by Forrest, right? So I wonder if the lawyer, on the advice of the lawyer, they said, go ahead and put out these pictures.
Well, and here's the thing that I think a lot of lawyers do. They will say, here's how I interpret the law. And maybe they even needed to take a day or two to interpret, oh gosh, this was found here. Here's what the poem says. I need to consult with my partners, etc. So maybe they took 2 or 3 days. Then they say to the finder, here is your situation. You don't have to do what we say. Here's what we advise. That's what my lawyers tell me. When did he have the gut feeling? I believe that was 2018.
And then
Christopher, can't wait for the Vegas Die treasure. Mike and K-Pro put a lot of time into Forest Chase like you guys, and ready to move on to something with new and fresh eyes. We are excited too. I'm excited about that.
For everybody who doesn't know, check this out. This is a book. This was a treasure hunt from 12 years ago. This book's coming out again with new clues, a brand new treasure hunt in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to be making videos on it. Check out the Hint of Riches for the video we made. We did the reveal of the new treasure hunt just yesterday. So if you go to the Hint of Riches on YouTube, you can see that video. And we'll be making more videos on Vegas Die, something I worked on 12 years ago. And
well, and 3D brought up something that I think is interesting. Maybe the finder is waiting for the statute of limitations to pass, if applicable.
What is
that?
Limitations? Do we know?
No, I brought that up the other day, and I was hoping that I think Lisa/Mark are in the room. Mark asked Lisa if Lisa's not here, and I haven't seen Joel Lewicki. I think it's past his bedtime. I may text him tonight just to. I don't know if there's a few people I haven't seen in here.
Rooster Cockburn says there's that pine cone in the outdoor picture. We need a botanist to tell us if it is pinyon, which would lean towards New Mexico. All right, K-Pro, give a state. Your final. Which state was it found in?
Wyoming. Wyoming.
I'm gonna say New Mexico. My heart.
Okay, you and my kids.
My numbers are in Yellowstone, but my heart's in New Mexico. Sorry, maybe they convinced me. Jens is in the house. What's up, Jens?
Makes sense to me. You
have to Hollywood people. We need a motion measure picture coming up.
Makes sense to me. You have to make a plan, interview accountants, lawyers, hire them, get advice, put out pictures after you get the thumbs up. I agree. I mean, I have little tiny things going on and it takes weeks. So
Good citizen, that's just wrong. He says Kate Peggy never gave up title community property state. That's just wrong, good citizen. It's funny, but it's wrong.
Richard says, does anybody notice the pinyon pine cones in the picture? So that's not pine cones.
I don't
That's
know.
pinyon pine cones.
I don't know the difference.
I don't either.
Pinyon pine in New Mexico and southern Colorado. What if it was in Colorado? That would be the biggest ever heard around the world if it was in Colorado.
God, why do you say that?
Because nobody thinks it's in Colorado except for
Flipside just came out and announced their state was Colorado.
Okay.
There's lots of
Hey,
people.
okay. Yeah, I mean, what if they are talking to Douglas?
John Bobbitt. He was.
Yeah, I know.
The pine needles in the pick look like lodgepole pine needles for those to be in the Rocky Mountains. I have a handful of forest yard that have pine cones and compared to the pick. You know what? I have some, they're PhDs that need a crutch, but I have some friends that might be able to weigh in to. I'm seriously talking about botanists, literally for a living. So yeah,
it would be interesting for somebody to weigh in. John Patriot says someone has to know who the finder is other than Forrest Fenn. Let's think.
Why? Why? No, because if they do, they hunt them down. Two can keep a secret. I don't agree.
I would agree that the person's loved ones know, the finder's loved ones. You don't keep a secret from everybody, but we don't know. There's no way to know who those are. Super chat from Mr. David Looney. Did y'all see the lady who claims to have solved it? Which one? I mean, how many are there? So I just don't pay attention to any of those. Justin Posey says there are lodgepole pines I can see from my window right now. So they're all over the place. It doesn't really help. This is what I think with the consensus.
James would like us to read the captions below the pictures.
All right, let me try Dale's blog just to see if it is back up yet.
Oh, it's so crashing.
Probably not.
It's so crashing.
Oh, I got it there. It's funny that you have to go to the latest.
It will be interesting to see the people that have been so hating. Is this enough? Or are they going to pick something apart or, whatever?
And then let's talk about real quick. You want to bring up the back east comment being on Dale's blog, not being on Dale's blog?
Yes. Okay. So
the captions from the pictures.
Some of the conspiracy theorists say that Dale's blog originally announced that it was the person from back east and he didn't know him. And then he removed that later. I looked at the original announcement. Those of you that are subscribed to Dale's blog, you get an email. It wasn't in the email, but I thought still, let's ask. People provided screenshots of originally. No one has ever been able to provide a screenshot where it showed it included, but there's about 30, 40, 50 screenshots that doesn't have it included. The hate site still thinks, no, it's a conspiracy. No, it's still the case. Provide a screenshot. The Wayback Machine is not showing it. Every data point, there's 150 data points that say this is not the case. There's not a conspiracy. Some people are wanting to push conspiracy, even though, and you can, but some of us want to move on to reality.
Hey, okay, here we go. This is Dale's site is back up, updated today by Forrest. The treasure chest was found by a man I did not know and had not communicated with since 2018. 2018, we believe, was the gut feeling statement. So it's interesting if this person's communication is what made Forrest say, I've got a gut feeling it will be found. The photo of the chest taken not long after it was discovered.
Not long.
The bracelet on my arm was wet when found. The silver tarnished black. It was wet when it was found. Okay. Removing objects from the chest. It is darker than it was 10 years ago when I left it on the ground and walked away. Left it on the ground and walked away. The finder wants me to remain silent. And I always said the finder gets to make those two calls. Who and where? F. So there it is, everybody. Super chat again, Mr. David Looney. The lady is Miriam DeFranzo. Her solve is good. Okay, well, hey.
I haven't read her solve. I know she was quoted in one of the articles, and she said Forrest had emailed her up on Facebook. Good on her. She seemed like a dedicated searcher. I didn't know enough about her to know, but she seems like one of the good ones. Right. After tonight, I think the guy is a good dude, just playing it smart. You agree? Minotaur, I don't know yet, but all indications say that. I think 10 days. Think about if 10 days ago you found a treasure chest and you're trying to work as fast as you can so people do not have major issues. I will say something briefly. Heather Dawn's family released a statement that she passed Saturday afternoon, and they are trying to fundraise for her funeral. The treasure chest was not announced until Saturday evening, so I do not think the two are related. Some do anyway. I respect the family and what they've said. Okay. Richard says Miriam is good people. See, if Richard says it, there you go. So I personally think, how can you act more quickly than 10 days when you're talking about at least $1 million and another $1 million at stake? And dealing with Forrest, who Forrest said he hasn't had a lot of correspondence with. After it's put out, you know how many people are putting taps on phones or could have something delivered to Forrest's house or whatever is going on, and then watching this crazy town, all these lawsuits, all these people talking about writing in front of Forrest's house, class action lawsuits, things are being doctored, all the crazy town. I would be like, Forrest, don't release anything, but that's just me. Okay.
Well, I don't think it's Forrest that has the issue. I think it's the finder that, for various reasons, doesn't
Right.
want to deal with a bunch of stuff. And Forrest said, "I'll abide by the finder." So I guess I can understand that. I mean, if Forrest just published it all and said, "Sorry, finder, you know, you just deal with whatever," I can understand him saying, if the finder doesn't want to know anybody to know, then we're not going to talk. So,
Yeah. So I think
all
it's
right. Anybody,
all
anything else
good things.
before we sign off, K-Pro?
No. What is that crazy website? Not going to tell you because you shouldn't go there because it's just a crazy town anyway.com.
There you go. Oh, John Patriot says if there's communication between Forrest Fenn and the finder, the FBI knows what's going on. Well, that's a conspiracy theory. Sure, the NSA may know, but that's not something that's important to them. But anyway.
Sassy! Where are the pictures? Oh, you
go to Dale's blog. Go to.
Did you try to go to sleep? Did you try to do something without? Oh, that's funny. Sassy, go up on Dale's site. We went over everything. Some people sent us some high res stuff. We kind of went through it. Yeah. But go to Hint of Riches as well. I announced it there as soon as, and I announced it on the Grand Adventure. I'm sure everybody's going to be talking about, but hintofriches.com.
A lot of people are saying Paul, you know, he was right. He called it whatever. That's fine. Paul, if you found it, congratulations, but show some proof. If you want to remain anonymous, why do you make YouTube videos about it? You know what I mean? But hey, whoever found it, congratulations.
No, and I want to congratulate the 16 other people, and 7 of them have emailed me. I congratulate you, all of you, and one of them's Paul. I could go over the names: Tom, Dick, Harry, Susan, Jane, and Fred. All of them, I want to congratulate them. Show some proof, or you're just giving Forrest a more of a challenging situation. My opinion. But it's funny because people see Paul and they're like, we've known Paul for a while, and so they feel okay about it. But if it's an anonymous person, it's not. All of it is about the same. It's not valid, in my opinion.
And David Looney, we'll talk, especially if anybody wants to get into Vegas Die or the Beacon Star. Those are the two I think me and K-Pro are going to focus on. But K-Pro still has to focus or pick a treasure hunt. And on Thursday's show on this channel, make sure you subscribe because we're going to talk about all the other treasure hunts that are out there. We've compiled a list, and we're going to give you guys the lowdown on the other treasure hunts that you could jump into and the upcoming treasure hunts you can jump into.
Sassy, no location. They want to remain anonymous. They want to not put out any additional information at this time. There is a picture that is from the location, and then 2 from an undisclosed location going over the items. Forrest got his bracelet. There's lots of items. There you go. There you have it. There.
Yeah, just go to Dale's blog. You'll see it, everybody. Everybody's going to be talking about it. So thanks for tuning in. Signing off, but not for the last time. We will go live every Monday and Thursday. Thumbs the video up. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and thank you to Mr. Forrest Fenn for posting those pictures and for the thrill of the chase.
Yep, and prayers, Mike Nadine. We are still having prayers for you and your family. Okay. Night, guys.
Everybody. Good night.